How the US President Travels, the full inside story, one single flowing 5,000-word English documentary script, YouTube safe, ready to record. Imagine for a second that tomorrow morning you wake up, walk out of the White House South Portico, and decide you want to fly to Los Angeles, then drive to a school in Texas, shake a few thousand hands, eat dinner in New York, and be back in bed in Washington before midnight. If you or I tried that, we'd be stuck in security lines, traffic jams, and middle seats for 3 full days. When the President of the United States decides to move, the entire country moves with him. The most powerful human being on earth never travels alone. He travels inside the most sophisticated, expensive, secretive, and heavily armed transportation bubble ever created by any civilization in history. This is not just Air Force One. This is an operation so large, so precise, and so classified that even most White House staff only see tiny pieces of it. Tonight, for the first time, in one place, we're going to pull back the curtain completely and show you exactly, step by step, minute by minute, how the President of the United States really travels. It begins months, sometimes a full year, before the President ever steps on a plane. The White House Military Office, the United States Secret Service, the Federal Aviation Administration, the Department of Defense, and at least a dozen other agencies start building what they simply call the trip. Every single presidential movement outside the White House fence is given a code name, something innocuous like Timber Wolf or Blue Lagoon, so that when thousands of people are talking on radios and emails, no one accidentally says the president is landing at LAX at 22:15. The advance team, usually 50 to 150 people, flies out weeks ahead. There are Secret Service CAT counter-assault team snipers, explosive ordnance techs, hazmat specialists, White House doctors, military aides carrying the nuclear football, communications officers who can set up a secure video link to anywhere on Earth in under 8 minutes, and even a person whose only job is to make sure the presidential limousine fuel is the exact octane the beast likes. They walk every inch of every route, measure every manhole cover, x-ray every hotel kitchen, and rehearse the entire day over and over until it is perfect. Now, the star everyone wants to see, Air Force One, officially. Air Force One is not an airplane, it is a call sign. Any Air Force aircraft the president is aboard instantly becomes Air Force One. In practice, when people say Air Force One, they mean one of the 2 identical Boeing VC-25 as tail numbers 28,000 and 29000 highly modified 747-200s delivered in 1990 during George H.W. Bush's presidency. These are 35-year-old airframes, but inside they have been gutted and rebuilt so many times that almost nothing original remains except the outer skin. Each one cost roughly $325 million in $1,990, and the bill for mid-life refits and upgrades over the decades has long since crossed $1 billion apiece. Step on board through the front door and you're greeted by a small foyer. To your right is the medical suite, essentially a flying emergency room with operating table, pharmacy, defibrillator, blood bank. The president's exact blood type is always carried, and a doctor who is a board-certified trauma surgeon. Straight ahead is the president's private office and bedroom, a surprisingly modest desk, a couch that folds into a bed, secure phones, and 87 separate communication lines that can reach anyone on the planet, including submerged submarines. Behind that is the senior staff area, conference room with a 10-seat mahogany table, and then the guest area where press, Secret Service, and VIPs sit. Total capacity, 102 people including crew. The plane has its own baggage hold that can carry the presidential limousine, a second identical decoy limo, and several armored Suburbans. Total takeoff weight when fully loaded, just under 840,000 pounds. The cockpit looks like a 747, but every gauge, switch, and screen has been replaced with military-grade hardware. The plane can refuel in mid-air, has missile defense systems, flares, chaff, infrared jammers, and the classified directed infrared countermeasures laser that literally blinds heat-seeking missiles, and its entire skin is hardened against electromagnetic pulse. It can fly 7,800 miles non-stop Washington to Tokyo without landing, and has an unclassified range that is considerably greater when topped off by tanker aircraft. The galleys can serve 100 meals at once. There are 2 full kitchens, freezers stocked for weeks, and the crew can bake fresh bread at 39,000 feet. When the president wants to leave the White House, the choreography is balletic. At precisely T-20 minutes, 2 identical Marine One helicopters VH-92A Sikorsky Patriot models lift off from the South Lawn in perfect synchronization. One is the real Marine One carrying the president. The other is a decoy. Even the pilots don't know which one the president will board until the very last second. 6 more helicopters CH-46C Knights or newer MV-22 Ospreys follow as part of the package. Some carry press, some carry staff, some carry counter-assault teams. The moment the wheels leave the grass, the call sign Nighthawk is used on the radios, so no one says Marine One until the president is actually aboard. Marine One FLIs low and fast to Joint Base Andrews, usually landing on the matte black helipad right in front of the hangar where the 2 VC-25s wait. The hangar doors are already open, engines turning, stairs down. The president never waits. The moment Marine One touches down, the pilot cuts the rotors to idle, the door opens, and the president walks straight across the tarmac and up the front stairs of Air Force One. The entire transfer from White House lawn to sealed inside the 747 takes under 9 minutes. The second the president's foot crosses the threshold, the pilot advances the throttles and the plane begins taxiing. There is no holding for departure. The FAA clears the airspace for a 100-mile radius. Every commercial flight in the region is either diverted or held on the ground. 2 E-4B Doomsday planes and at least 1 C-32, a modified 757 that serves as backup Air Force One, often follow a few minutes behind, just in case. Once airborne, the president is inside the safest bubble known to man. The plane FLIs in a package of up to 30 aircraft. F-22 or F-35 fighters from the Air National Guard rotate in and out overhead. AWACS radar planes orbit 200 miles out. Tanker aircraft shadow the route, and a Navy E-6B looking glass command plane is always airborne somewhere in the continental U.S. ready to take over nuclear command if everything else fails. The press pool in the back of the plane files stories via secure satellite Wi-Fi that is encrypted 2 levels higher than most banks. When Air Force One lands, the destination airport becomes a temporary military base. The runway is swept for bombs, the tower is taken over by Air Force controllers, and armored vehicles ring the perimeter. The president never uses a normal jet bridge. A custom mobile stairway built specifically for the VC-25Es hired or rolls up, covered by a retractable canopy so no sniper or drone can ever get a clean shot. Waiting at the bottom is the Beast. Officially the Cadillac One, nicknamed the Beast. This is not a modified limousine, it is a medium-duty truck disguised as a Cadillac. It weighs almost 2,000 pounds, has 8-inch thick armored glass Kevlar reinforced run-flat tires that can drive at highway speed with zero air-sealed cabin that can withstand chemical attack, its own oxygen-supplied air gas cannons, shotgun tubes in the doors, and a refrigerator stocked with the president's exact blood type. The doors are the thickness of a Boeing 757 fuselage. Only the driver's window rolls down and only 3 inches so the president can wave. The fuel tank is foam-filled and armored so it won't explode even if hit by an RPG. It rides on a GM truck chassis with a Duramax diesel because gasoline would burn too easily. Only 12 exist in the entire world, and on every trip 2 identical beasts fly inside Air Force One's belly, 1 real, 1 decoy, plus several armored Suburbans and a heavily modified communications van called Roadrunner that can replicate the entire White House Situation Room on wheels. The motorcade itself is a rolling fortress, up to 45 vehicles long. It includes police motorcycles that can block every intersection, 10 miles ahead ambulances, counter-assault Suburbans with agents in full tactical gear, an electronic jamming truck that can shut down any drone or cell phone-triggered bomb within a mile, the ID car that carries the nuclear football, a hazmat truck, press vans, and staff vans. The route is never announced in advance and is chosen only minutes before departure from several pre-scouted options. If even 1 manhole cover is loose, the route changes instantly. At the destination, whether a school gym, a factory floor, or a disaster zone, the Secret Service has already turned the building into a sterile bubble. Every person who will come within 50 feet of the president has been background checked weeks earlier. Dogs have sniffed every seat. Snipers are on every rooftop, undercover agents. Blend into the crowd. The president enters through a private holding room that was built overnight if necessary. Shakes hands along a rope line that has been choreographed down to the second, delivers remarks from behind bulletproof glass that looks invisible to the audience and is gone again in minutes. If the president wants to go home the same day, the entire process runs in reverse. Marine One lifts off from a secure landing zone. Air Force One is already waiting with engines running, and the president is wheels up within minutes. Total elapsed time from leaving a school in Ohio to walking back into the White House residence can be under 4 hours for a trip that would take a normal human 12 to 14 hours door to door. The cost is staggering. A single domestic overnight trip averages to 4 million. An overseas trip to Europe or Asia can easily top 50 minus 80 million when you count the cargo planes that pre-position helicopters, limos, and hundreds of personnel days in advance. C-17 and C-5 Galaxy transports fly ahead carrying Black Hawks, the Beast, food, water, and even bottled White House lawn grass, so Marine One always lands on familiar ground. Every foreign leader knows that when the American president visits, the U.S. military effectively occupies part of their country for 72 hours. And yet for all the armor, all the jets, all the billions, presidential travel is still dangerously vulnerable in ways most people never consider. A surface-to-air missile in the wrong hands, a drone swarm, a cyber attack on the GPS constellation, any of these could turn the most protected human on Earth into a target floating in a metal tube at 600 miles an hour. That is why the new Air Force One replacements to Boeing 747-8 is currently being converted at a cost of $3.9 billion, will have next-generation laser missile defense, stealth coatings, and secure 5 grams connectivity that can't be jammed. So the next time you see a 30-second clip of the president waving from the steps of that beautiful blue and white 747, remember what you're really watching: the most complex, expensive, and meticulously rehearsed ballet of steel, fuel, and human beings in history. It is the physical manifestation of American power projected onto runways and highways around the world. It is designed to make sure that no matter where the president goes, no matter what happens, the office of the presidency and the nuclear launch codes survive. And it works every single time without fail, because hundreds of men and women you will never see have already planned every second of every mile before the president even knows he wants to leave the house. That, my friends, is how the President of the United States really travels.